Happy Sunday, guys. What's up? Welcome into another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault, at Sports Talk Matt, to follow me on Twitter. This podcast always being brought to you by BetMGM and BetMGM.com with the offer for new users that's available right now. There is a $1,000 first bet offer available to you guys with a new account with the promo code JUICE at BetMGM.com. All right, a frustrating day. How did the Oilers-Knights game stay under? That's a 5-1 final. I mean, my gosh, 4-0 after the first period. And the Knights could do nothing for us. If they get one more goal, heck, if Bruce Cassidy pulls the goalie. Bruce Cassidy doesn't let his guys shoot at open nets. He's just so conservative, it's boring. He's a frustrating coach, but, 1-1 in that series. 5-1 final. That game killed the day, because if we got that right, that's a 3-1 day, and we're good. Instead, it's a 2-2 day. Baseball goes 1-1. I'm not betting baseball today. The only game that kind of fits my first 5 overs that I want to play and kind of focus in on is a game that I'll tell you about here in a little bit, but I'm not in love with it. I can't completely justify it, but I'll give you two in case you really want to play baseball. I'll give you a bet that I kind of like if you want to play baseball, but we get a 2-2 day. The Derby bet was nixed because one of the horses in the trifecta was scratched. The favorite of the horse of the whole race scratched. Combat sports and boxing did not go how I thought it was going to go. So why I had to make those official, because I was like, I like it, but I want to have money on it, but I don't like it enough to give it away officially. So we're just going to give you some leans and thoughts on that. Both those over on the Canelo fight, over on the fight with Sterling and Cejudo. Both those fights I thought stunk. Cejudo fight was okay. It's all right, I guess, but I wasn't a fan of it at all. Just the way that the fights, it was sort of a, not a very high danger fight. I thought the second fight of the card was actually with the guy that fought on 5 days' notice. I thought that was the best fight of the card. That fight was awesome. That was a lot of fun. But here we are heading into a Sunday. I have got 2 NBA plays. I have 1 NHL play to give you guys coming up, but there are 3 games in the NHL. I just can't get my head around the other 2 games. I'll tell you about them here in just 1 second. But before we give away the thoughts and the picks for today, let's talk about how you guys can sync and track your bets with BettingPros and the BettingPros app. You download the BettingPros app for free in the App Store, in the Android store. You get to follow experts, top-rated bettors on hot streaks to get instant notifications of when their new bets are placed. Customize your notifications by sport to only receive alerts for bets that interest you. You can even limit the alerts you get to only historical ROI positive markets of the bettors you follow. To take advantage of these features and more, download the Betting Pros app by visiting bettingpros.com/apps or by searching Betting Pros in the App Store coming up here today. All right. First, let's start with the NBA. 2 games in the NBA, and then we'll get to hockey. I don't know what's going on. I'm either clearly missing something, and this bet is dead, or the books are giving us a gigantic gift. The Boston Celtics team total for today in Game 4 of the playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers is 53.5, minus 106 to the over. It's juiced to the under. What? Here are the numbers. The Boston Celtics have gone over this number in all 3 games so far in this series. 57 was the only time it didn't go over the projected bet number or the book's number. It was 57.5 in Game 2. Game 1, we bet it. It went over. We cashed. Game 2, we bet it. Did not go over. Loss on the hook. Game 3, I bet the team total, but I also bet the first half total as well. Both bet. Both cashed. So now here we go again with Boston team total against the Sixers. The Sixers give up 108.5 points per game at home. The number for the game is 108.5. Books just literally took the average for Philadelphia. That's the game. Boston scores 116.5 points per game on the road on average. That I'm going to make that bet personally, but I don't like the bet as much as the first half. Boston scores 59.9. Sorry about that. 59.9 points per game in the first half of this season. One of the best in the NBA. Philly gives up 55.5 at home on average. Again, this bet's 3-0 to this number, 53.5. Is Boston going to have a really bad day offensively? If they do, I lose this bet. But otherwise, I don't know what's going on. There's some trend, some number. Just don't see what's going on here with the books, okay? It doesn't make any sense. Boston scored, 63? Right? No, 57. They scored 57 in game 3, and the number went down to 53.5. I'm betting the streak here. Boston over team total first half FanDuel 53.5 minus 106 for 1.06 units. You can bet the game as well. I will bet the game as well. Okay. Think Boston's got a good shot at winning, but I'll bet it as well. Game number 4 for the Suns and the Nuggets. So KD and Booker went nuclear in game 3. Just went crazy. They won by 7. Even with them going off, and I mean going off, Suns won by 7. It's a big warning sign. That's a big screaming light to me. Remember, we don't bet point spreads. Either you bet the dog to win or you lay the 2.5. It's plus 125. I'm taking the dog. I think Denver wins this game outright here in game 4. It could be a back and forth battle, but I don't think the Suns have got it, okay? I think they're going to lose this series in 5. The Nuggets could very well win the whole darn thing. The Hurricanes and the Nuggets are getting disrespected and forgotten, and I can't figure out why. It's bizarre to me. I think the Nuggets win game 4. I think they win game 5. I think the Hurricanes are a really dangerous team as well. We'll get to that here in just one second, but we're going to jump in here with Denver plus 125 on the money line. Nuggets win game 4 outright with plus money, taking the dog on the road. Road teams have been phenomenally profitable this year in the NBA. About time we followed it. Denver plus 125 on the money line. 1 unit on that. And the third bet of the day, I don't know what to do with hockey, okay? First game of the day, Devils Hurricanes. I think the Devils win. Do I know? No, I do not. I think the Hurricanes are really good. Devils are really good at home. Hurricanes are really good at home or on the road. I don't know. These young Devils may have just met their match. I don't know. The game may go under. Every game's gone over. First 2 games of the series. When's the under game in this series? This is crazy. Could it be today? Yeah. Early game, first game of the day? Sure, I lean under. Am I going to bet it? I don't think so. I don't know what to do with it. I'm serious. I simply don't know. And I really don't know what to do with Toronto at Florida. Florida wins, they go up 3-0. This is a requirement, a must win for Toronto. Do you trust the Maple Leafs to win today? Because I do not. I do not. I want to watch it because I'll bet the other side. If Toronto loses, most likely they win game 4. Hard to see them get swept. They could, but hard to see it. If they win game 3, I'll bet Florida game 4 to go up 3-1 because I think Toronto's in deep trouble. But I don't know what to do with it. I'm totally, the only game I like, over 5.5 for Seattle and Dallas. Do you know every game they've played this season, every game between Dallas and Seattle has gone over 5.5 goals? Kind of crazy. Books keep on putting up 5.5, and it's like, really? Both games went over in Dallas. Why won't this go over in Seattle? Kind of stunned by this. Books, I guess, are worried. Bad guys are coming in on 6, I guess. I don't know. I'll take it, though. Minus 108, over 5.5 goals for Seattle and Dallas. Just ride the trend. Keep on betting over. Let's see 6 goals between Dallas and Toronto. Sorry, Dallas and Seattle. It may not be easy. I mean, it may be a little bit crazy. We've gotten games before that have been a little bit nuts in this series where you're like, I think it was 0-0 with Dallas and Seattle. And then the game went over in game 2. So we may have another crazy first period. Again, but you guys should be watching these games. If the first period is crazy scoring, bet under 1.5 goals in the second period. If there's no scoring in the first period, bet over 1.5 goals in the second period. It literally is the opposite. Look at tonight, 4-0 for the Golden Knights and the Oilers, and then all of a sudden the second period happens and there's nothing going on. Nothing to write home about, okay? So just take a look at it. It's been a consistent trend. The first period's crazy, under in the second period. If the first period has nothing, over in the second period. Just something to take a look at as the playoffs go on here for us. So, all right, 3 bets officially going here today on a Sunday. Boston Celtics team total first half, 53.5 minus 106. That's a FanDuel bet for 1.06 units. We're going Denver Nuggets plus 125 on the money line. We're taking that for 1 unit. And we're going over 5.5 goals for Seattle and Dallas at minus 108 at 1.08 units on the play. I will have 2 NBA player props, okay? I will go back to the NBA player props here on Sunday with 2 games in the NBA. And the only game, in the Discord channel, bettingpros.com/chat or link underneath me here on YouTube to get into the Discord channels. I will have 2 NBA player props for you guys coming up. Make sure your notifications are turned on, by the way. That's important. That's how you get notified at everyone. I'll tell everyone that I'm posting it. Important to have those notifications turned on. But there's only one game I thought about betting for the over first 5. And we got the Reds on a 3-run home run. And then, my gosh, Mike Trout was up with 2 on in a 3-0 baseball game. Mike Trout goes for extra innings. They score 2 runs there. It's a 3-2 game, and we're good. But the Angels, I hate them. I just hate that team. I don't bet baseball on Sunday. I'm not betting on the Angels. I can't bet on the Angels anymore, even with Ohtani. It's so frustrating. The whole team is so frustrating. But, I thought about betting the Red Sox first 5 because they're so darn hot. I couldn't do that. Thought about betting the Pirates. The Pirates play an early game here today. They've lost the first 2 games to the Toronto Blue Jays. Lost 8-2 yesterday. They do kind of fit the formula that I'm going into, but it's not a big enough gap to play it. Kikuchi against Contreras here in the first 5. If you want to play it, it's over 4.5 runs at minus 120. It's not a horrible play, okay, if you want to bet it, but there's not a big enough cushion there for me to say yes, bet it officially. So I'm not going to play it. I'm still experimenting with this so far. So now I'm 4-2 with this formula. We've done now, we're 2-1 with me officially doing this. I'm 4-2 personally doing this. So I'm still trying to work this first 5 over trend, over formula out. Nothing I love here on a Sunday, but if you had to put me down and make me pick one, Toronto, Pittsburgh, 135 start, first 5 over here with Kikuchi and Contreras going in Pittsburgh would be over 4.5 runs scored in the first 5 at minus 120. So, but that's not official. So officially we're going over 53.5. Celtics team total, 5.5, Seattle, Dallas, Denver money line here on a Sunday. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me on Twitter at SportsTalkMatt. Each and every morning, it is the Daily Juice Podcast, being brought to you by BetMGM.